Prince Sports here, man. So look who decided to throw down and be a man. None other than the Mr. Grimy one himself, the guy that talks back to every player on the court, Russell Westbrook. Well, comes to find out, Russell Westbrook was about to get traded, or the offers to get traded to the Los Angeles Clippers came about. And his reaction towards that was hell no. There's no way, no how I want to be a Los Angeles Clipper. He said he would have stayed on the Washington Wizards. So that's how much being in a Lakers uniform meant to him, basically. And I call bull jive on that a little bit. Because if he really wanted to go to the Lakers, I know he's an LA native, but if you really wanted to go to the Lakers, out of all these years that you've been playing basketball, you would have been on the Lakers already, bro. Flat out. You would have been on the Lakers. Why till now you're making this big dang ride or die for the Lakers? You should have been there then. You got talked to by LeBron James and Anthony Davis. They put the idea in your head, and it was such a good sell by the salesman, LeBron James himself, that you did not want to go anywhere else. Because you can't tell me that you didn't want to play with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Paul George is your good friend. All right? You guys have a good relationship. Kawhi Leonard is a dude that don't like you too much. And maybe you would have bumped heads with him. But Kawhi Leonard is a warrior. He ain't a complainer. He's just a guy that go out there and play basketball. So by all means necessary, Russell Westbrook, you should be respecting Kawhi Leonard as well. Because he's on the same page with you when it comes to respecting the game of basketball. Right? So a lot of people taking this as a diss. This goes to show you that nobody wants to play with Kawhi or Paul George. It's not the case. Lakers own Los Angeles. You feel me? They own Los Angeles. The Clippers have always been the stepchild that nobody wanted. That's why I said they should go to San Diego, a city that will help them. At least they have their own identity. But nevertheless, they play second fiddle to the Lakers. This is Laker Town. Los Angeles is Laker Town. It will always be home of the Lakers. All right, so you're just gonna have to deal with that if you're opposing team that plays in Los Angeles. Of course he wanted to be on the Lakers. He got more history to it. But what I don't agree on is the fact that you always would have said no. You said no because of the situation came up. That's why you said no. Because if Paul George and Kawhi Leonard called you first before LeBron, you'd have been in the Clipper uniform. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Because they got everything that you could possibly like. They got a team full of dogs. Only reason why I think you wouldn't want to join the Clippers is one glaring defect. And that's Pat Bev. Because at the time, Pat Bev wasn't traded, I believe. He was still on the Clippers uniform at the time. But if he was to leave, you would definitely been on the Clippers. So the only guy you really don't like on the Clippers uniform that played on the Clippers was Pat Bev. You guys been going at it for quite some time. Pat Bev is arguably responsible for you having surgery and getting injured at one point during the NBA season. But I'm not buying it. It's okay that you wanted to be a Laker. I mean, you riding for the purple and gold, fine. But don't sell us a story that you didn't want to go and be a Los Angeles Clipper. Of course you're going to say that now because you're on the Lakers team. So I don't believe a word of what he's saying with that. But at the same time, it is what it is, man. You guys may think different. What you think? You calling BS on Russell Westbrook? Because I am. Prince Sports out. Peace.